Do we have an alternate chair? I think instead of this one. Who would like to be higher up in the world? I'll swap you for me. The first two or three are by one of my favorite ladies, the whole family, the most talented. That's Lynette Coombs. The first one's called Magic. The January day was warm, the first unmarked by cold or storm. The winter intermission led me to the park where overhead the trees were caught in stark surprise against the blue and radiant skies. The city folk as well emerged from home and office and converged on every parkland thoroughfare to sun themselves and fill the air with music, gaiety, and talk. I chose a more secluded walk, and finally, strolling homeward then, I glimpsed a child in a glen. My sudden comic double take convinced me there was no mistake. She sat cross-legged in the light, her face turned up, her eyes shut tight, just like a dandelion there, so still, so tousled, and so fair. Her concentration so complete, the crackling weeds beneath my feet went quite unnoticed or ignored as I stepped off the path toward the spot. I recognized her. Yes. In any case, her mode of dress was one I'd instantly have known. Her jacket had been patched and sewn with loving hands, and stitches laid wherever ravelled hems had frayed. I reached the child and knelt down beside, endeavoring to frown as she looked up, for I could see she knew I knew where she should be. A helper, cheerfully she guessed. I remember you from Winterfest. And I know you. You're rather far from home. Do they know where you are? A silly question. Her blue eyes were round with innocent surprise that banished any further doubt. Nobody knew that she'd come out. Of course. And now I'd have to go and see her safely back below. My irritation may have shown. Why did you come up here alone? Ensuring we were neither seen nor overheard, she said, I came because he can't, and shook her bright, unruly head. And then, do you know what I mean? Ensuring we were neither seen nor overheard, I said, I do. I think I know exactly who. Well, it's his birthday, sort of, and this is his present, understand? I had to say I didn't quite, but wondered if she thought he might be worrying just now instead. Not if I do it right, she said. Do what? I asked her, mystified. You know, she whispered to confide, he doesn't get to come outside. Not in the daytime, I replied, but he can go out when it's dark and see the city and the park. Oh, anything he wants to see, he's even come to visit me. But it's not the same, and it's not fair, I heard the little stray declare. The air feels different on your skin, and when it's got the sun shining. Her outrage was so young and clear, I hope no one can overhear. You mustn't let me worry you, I offer, even if it's true. He won't be happier to know the thought of it upsets you so. Sometimes, no matter how we try, we can't change things. Don't know why. But I've been thinking anyway, she hurried on, her earnest gaze defiant now. I want to share. Well, I'm sure they must be wondering where you are by now, I sternly said. Let's think of going back instead. The magic isn't finished yet, she answered then, her small face set with stubbornness. My doubt was plain, and so she hastened to explain. It's really why I had to come. I got the whole idea from the way that magic works between. Between the two of them, you mean? I smiled. Well, that's a special love. I know. When Catherine is above and feels anything, he knows. That's just the way the magic goes. She nodded in the wintry light, and judging this no more than right. And maybe, anywhere we got a little magic, there's a lot. I settled back upon my heels. And you know how the magic feels? It feels like sunshine, like this place, she said at once. And in her face I saw that she believed it too. What is it you set out to do? I asked her finally with a sigh. Not wigging it, God, no, not I. Some kids could draw or paint him stuff, but I just can't draw well enough. Some thought up stories they could tell and gave him those, but I can't spell. The little kids like me could play and make him presents out and play, but mine came out lumpy, all the same. So this was more than just a game. I saw it now, if not before. And you want to give him more? She nodded eagerly. That's why I came up tough. I had to try. I thought, if only I could feel it right, then I could make it real. I told her it's indeed a rare and special love that needs to share. And meanwhile, realizing I'd been completely charmed and taken in, was now her co-conspirator. But it was worth a moment more. Is there something I can do? If you believe in magic too, she told me, welcoming and wise, sit down right there and close your eyes. Now when you feel it on your face, just think about it, every place, inside you too, and make it go from there to where he is, below. If wishes really do come true, you're sending Vincent sunshine too. Thank you. Does share the workings of a child's mind. I love it. There's another one of Lynn's. I've spent my life protecting him from harm and from the world above and all its dangers, not the least of which I was convinced is love. So when she came into his life, I thought I knew best. I was so certain what they felt should never be put to the test. Now when I look into his eyes, the blue is dark with despair, and inescapable as life, below for him, without her there. I meant it for the best, you know, and in the end I had my way. But when his eyes meet mine, dear God, I wish I'd pled with her to stay. Lynette wrote this one called Father, Are You Sleeping? My wife said too much, I'm afraid. There's a chamber where the children come before they go to bed, plead to have a story read, offer fresh scrubbed hands and faces for inspection. Frosty traces of dessert cake may remain. They come repeating one refrain, their robes and nighties softly sweeping round them. Father, are you sleeping? There's a chamber where the children bring their little hurts and fears, knowing he will dry their tears, banish sadness and confusion, hush the day to its conclusion. So the murmur of their laughter echoes happily ever after. Down the tunnels they come creeping, calling, Father, are you sleeping? There's a chamber where the children nap and nod by candlelight, gather to be kissed goodnight. And if later they awaken in some nursery corner, taken by uneasy dreams, they know a certain haven here below, and trusting him with their safekeeping whisper, Father, are you sleeping?